Welcome to the enchanted, seldom visited wonderland of Asturias. That's in Spain, if you didn't know. And of course, because it's Spain, I did not come here alone. I came here with a good friend, great chef. He's a complicated man. Nobody understands him but his woman. And I'm not talking about John Shaft. Shut your mouth. I'm talking about Jose Andres.
Yeah, another beer. Why? Shit, Anthony's waiting.
The only chef in the history of America ever to be sued by a sitting president. So proud of him.
I took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
You know, sometimes we have a hard time living the comfort of the known. And we don't understand that life only starts at the edge of the unknown. That's when life starts. I've been an immigrant all my life. From Asturias to Catalonia, from Catalonia to Madrid. Then I landed in America. I've been in the States more than 26 years of my life. More than half of my life I've been there. I think everybody should be always finding the place they come from. Asturias, I left when I was 5. A lot of people will not have a lot of memories before 5, but I do have them. And me, I always feel in Spain like so proud I am Spaniard. That's why for me coming back here is to understanding that yes, I'm from here, but I have to work hard to belong.
¿Cantamos Asturias, patria querida? Asturias, patria querida. Asturias de mis amores. ¿Quién estuviera en Asturias? Tengo de subir al árbol, vengo de coger la flor y dársela a mi morena, que la ponga en el balcón, que la ponga en el balcón, que la deje de poner. Tengo de subir al árbol y una flor he de coger. ¡Puxa Asturias! ¡Viva Asturias! ¡Viva!
Astonishing. Unbelievable.
Well, I always wanted to do it. It's like...
Try that in New York. So, a question. When you were a kid, after you left here at age 5, how often did you visit?
It took me many, many years. Almost like 12, 14 years to come back. You know. Because to me, when I left so young, it's almost like meeting a family you knew you had, but you never met. Still, nothing beats these moments. Always is something happening.
What do you eat here? What's good here?
Everything.
What do you eat?
Here right now is the season of arvejos, which is the green peas. And right now is the season. And they love these green peas here in season. And they serve them with ham.
Oh, this looks amazing.
Arvejos. It's perfect.
Oh,
Croquette. Everybody says that Asturias has the best croquetas anywhere in Spain. Even everybody can argue. they
really?
don't try
Everybody
us.
says that?
Everybody, especially the people in Asturias.
Yeah, I would guess.
You see how creamy? Good taste. Mussels. Perfect. They make a great steak done with blue cheese, right on top. Cabrales on top of the steak. It's kind of the sauce happens right on the plate.
Okay.
Amazing. Ah, no, ¿tienes queso entero? Sí, posible. Tráemelo entero, corre. Un par de cortes.
So you want the whole cheese to spoon?
Yeah, it's heavy, huh? It's heavy. Is it spicy?
Oh, no, I like spicy.
Poco. No.
¿Eh? No, abre un poco, coño.
Jose.
I love all the opinions. Everybody is highly opinionated, as it should be. And nobody's going to agree with anybody, only because
Yeah,
why to agree?
Any place where people argue about food is a good place. So once a year, twice a year you come.
Yeah, at least once a year. But sometimes I only show up for 2-3 hours.
Really?
Yeah. I close the eyes, I breathe in, breathe out, and it's like I'm home. Especially when I go in the mountains. I love to be around people because I have a lot of energy, and I like to feed off the energy of the people too and give energy away.
Right.
But sometimes I need my moments of solitude. I know you like moments of solitude too. They're powerful moments.
Yeah, but I'm not walking up a mountain.
Yeah, you'll see, and I'm gonna be taking you probably to the heart of Asturias,
Oh, yeah.
where is where I feel the happiest.
So I gotta hike up a mountain? So what you saying?
Well, I'll make it easy on you. Okay, we need more cider. Oye, que te lo dé de vuelta, macho. We're going deep, deep.
Through the mountain.
Through the mountain. It's always deep. Can you imagine? Less than 20 years ago, people had to walk all the way to the top.
Wow.
Allá en la mina. It's a hot day today.
Yeah.
Perdió su vida. I came overdressed, man.
Jesus.
Okay, are you hungry now?
Oh, my God, are we there?
Yeah, well, that's the town. You're gonna see what the people of the mountain used to eat. Beans.
Well, to quote the great American poet Robert Frost, beans, beans, the musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel, so eat some beans with every meal.
That's the reason coming up here.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I expect to be accosted by some Keebler elves at any moment. We welcome you to Munchkinland, Munchkinland.
It moves. Oh.
You see here in Asturias, nothing is plentiful. And the people of Asturias, even in the hard times, they know what to do with nothing. And I think Asturias has been a land that with nothing has able to do a lot. And that shows you the character of the people of Asturias.
So I'll tell you, 5-hour hike up the mountain, it's tough. I'm enjoying this cold one.
Boom.
I'll tell you.
Can you imagine when people that live here, the only way to go down and up and bring things was walking 3-4 hours?
I could
Both
well
ways.
imagine. How long was that hike from the funicular to here? What, 4 hours?
No, it was like,
God, I was not sure I was going to make it.
like 10 minutes, maybe 20. You're in very good shape, come on. This is nothing. And to eat this kind of food, we need to put some exercise always before.
Oh, wow.
Muchas gracias. What is amazing is that if I ask you, what do you think this is? An appetizer or is a main course?
Right.
Many people would say that's a main course. I mean, it's
I would definitely
fatty,
say
it's
that.
heavy. Well, we eat this in Asturias as an appetizer, the first course.
Wow. And it's fabado?
Fabada.
Fabada.
Fabada. It's very difficult to define a region by a dish, but without a doubt, Asturias is defined by this dish, fabada.
Deep, soulful cooking.
And you have to meet Guillermina. Probably she's inside. Guillermina is a very special person, 101 years old. And she's not in the kitchen anymore, but until not too long ago, she was. In this DNA, that seems that kitchens are manned by man, we don't realize who is feeding humanity are women. In a woman like Guillermina, I see very much that. She's the only one that could be up there in that place at the end of the world, feeding the few that will arrive there to give them enough energy to go back.
These beans really are magical beans.
Because they are special.
Yeah.
Same seeds anywhere else, but they don't grow the same way they grow here. It's something about this land and the weather and the altitude that makes these beans very special.
Tastes like it did when it was just little Jose up here in his later hosen. Tastes the same?
Tastes the same.
You happy?
This is as good.
I'm happy too.
This is as good. And it's worth the walk. I mean, you show all of us that it's worth it go to the end of the world for the right food. And for the right stories.
Well, in this case, yes. You know how to play this game?
Tony, I've seen these often. I've never played in my life.
Por ejemplo, el primer bolu de esta fila es 0.
La línea, vale.
It has to be over the line.
Over the line, very important.
Right. Okay.
So has to hit that circle. We know that.
All right. Yeah,
It is.
but it's okay if you hit any pin.
Perfecto.
But it can bounce.
It can bounce, yeah. Eh?
Las vueltas. La bola tiene que venir trabajada para
The
que dé
ball has to
vueltas.
go spinning.
So,
When it touches, the spin will take the ball.
de la manera
Right, I can do that.
correcta.
Probably not.
Luego con una y ahora tira con otra.
Más alta es mejor. Es asturiano. I cannot believe this is the first time. Yes, sí, vámonos.
A mí, dame a mí. ¡Eso! ¡Cuatro! Muy bien.
All right. Not bad.
¿Cuánto?
Okay.
Tienen que hacer...
Bueno. Ahora.
Look at, look at. With the hand, little bit of a spin. Uh,
¡Bien! ¡Seis!
La madre que parió al fin. Three point.
This game is rigged.
That was a heck of a good shot, man.
Oh, too much.
It's through.
They're taking shelter.
Asturias is really, to the degree, it's a land of plenty, but to the degree, it's not. It's not what you want when you want it. It's when the land wants to give it to you. The river, the mountains, the sea. You have to respect the land first, and maybe then the land wants to give you something. Asturias, many of the restaurants you're gonna go, you're gonna get that feeling. It is something beyond just the plate you have in front of you. It's the understanding of the happiness that hardship gives you.
So we're drinking cider?
That's what we should be drinking.
That goes good with the seafood?
The biggest partnership in the history of mankind.
Wow.
By far.
Strong words.
Yeah. To me, this is probably one of the most difficult things to do. Look at how he's hitting the rim of the glass. Look at all the oxygen that they're putting. Look at, I mean, I love this tradition. And he doesn't even look at the glass. Come on, he's like a Jedi. Venga.
That's beautiful.
Oricios, sea urchin.
Yeah.
You know what? I kill for this.
Holy crap. This is one of my favorite things on earth. Good sea urchin.
Me too. Probably this is one of the best animals we have in the ocean.
Right.
Oricios.
Oricios.
Traditionally, I like to eat them raw. But in Asturias, the vast majority of the people, they like them put into water
Really?
for a few seconds. This is plancha. And this is very much the cooking of Spain, the cooking of Asturias. The seafood will be raw, will be slightly boiled, or will be done on the flat top.
Quick.
Fast.
Right.
The fentollo, the spider crab.
Oh,
What
yeah.
is the Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it, dude. I'm getting a zoom shot. People complain about my pants, but I'm going in for a zoom. Going in for the close.
Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, my man.
This
This is
is what
unbelievable.
I'm talking
This is one of the best centollos I've seen in a long time.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Are you smelling? Smell this. Smell.
Yeah.
You understand? This is the smell of seafood. Sometimes we forget that doesn't matter how good is the seafood or fresh. I don't care if it's the catch of the day. If it's overcooked, it's gone. ¿Añigo percebe?
We got percebes.
Gooseneck barnacles, my boy.
All right.
All right.
Now we're going swimming for those things later?
You want to?
What do you just dive right in with a Speedo and rip them off the wall, right?
Yep.
Easy.
You have to respect the sea. These guys put their lives at risk to bring the precious gooseneck barnacles to the tables. But it's a flavor like no other. Sometimes I feel like, wow, we don't appreciate enough when we eat these foods, how much goes into it. Without those fishermen, we wouldn't be having what we have. So you like the cider?
Yes. This is quite delicious.
You see how apples and seafood go hand by hand, because this is very acidic, has nice acidity, goes so well with the saltiness. It's unbelievable. It's a perfect match.
Ebony and ivory living together in harmony.
Where you come up with this phrase?
That's, I think, Sir Paul McCartney. One of his more insipid lines. You told me Asturias was beautiful, but man, you didn't lie. It is amazing. I can't believe these like farmhouses all the way up these mountains.
There are no farmhouses. It's where the shepherds stay for weeks at a time, sometimes taking care of the herd, of the goats, of the sheep, of the cows. The cheeses are made with the three milks. Asturias has the biggest concentration of cheesemakers anywhere in the world, period. And we use the land like nobody. Especially using the caves to cure them is brilliant. There's not a lot of places in the world that you have something like this. Caves that produce for centuries amazing cheese.
Do you think you could do a cheese-themed like theme park?
I can be fine, you know.
Giant volcano of cheese. Take little boats around in a fondue pot.
I don't know, but you know what I think sometimes?
Yeah.
You know Apocalypse Now?
Yes.
When Marlon Brando, I don't remember what was the name of the...
Kurtz, Colonel Kurtz?
Yeah!
Walter E. Kurtz.
And they finally find him living in that cave.
Right.
I always dream like one day I'm gonna end in a place like this.
But just surrounded by cheese. It'll be
surrounded by cheese and living alone. And maybe one day my friend Eric Rippert and Anthony Bourdain visiting me before I lose control of my mind.
So wait a minute, I'm seeing this. You're dressed all in black. We shave your head. You're sitting in this dark cheese cave. Eric Repair playing Corporal Willard comes to kill you. Finds you surrounded by all of these fantastic cheeses. I'd play the Dennis Hopper role, of course.
It's gonna happen. I see it happening.
Have you ever seen a snail crawl across the edge of a straight racer?
I can just see Eric now dressed in fatigue saying, they said your methods are unsound.
Man, why you always finish your beer and I barely begin?
Professional. I'm seriously liking this cheese. You export these, right?
Spain, oh yeah, big export.
Yeah. Right.
Like this one is Cabrales, which always was my favorite.
That is like super funky, right?
Cabrales, I love it. I do really love Cabrales.
This is really lovely. This is fantastic. It all depends on how far into the funk zone you go.
Look at this. It's almost like green bluish. It's almost like the sky and the grass are touching each other right on the cheese. I mean, and you know one thing? It's full of penicillin, man. Nobody gets ever sick if you really eat these cheeses.
I feel my syphilis clearing up.
Man! All right, cut!
So please explain to me. This gentleman caught the fish last year, is that correct?
2014.
In 2014, you got El Campano.
Yes, yes.
So that means what? The first salmon caught on the river.
El Campano, the first salmon of the season. Yeah, Campano. Today, for the entire day, around the rivers of Asturias, hundreds of fishermen trying to get the permit in a kind of an auction, in a kind of a lottery, where they are gonna grant them certain parts of the river, and only for 30 minutes, 1 hour at a time, depending how many fishermen show up.
No commercial fishing.
No se vende, ¿verdad?
Only the Campanu.
The old days, salmon was plentiful. And the first salmon is called El Campano, and El Campano means really from the bells that will ring on the churches near the river where the salmon was caught. Not as a celebration of the salmon, but as a way to tell everybody that salmons are back. Let's go back to the river and fish them, because that's the food we are waiting for. I get super emotional when I think, take a look at all these photos. I remember watching those same photos of my grandfather hunting and fishing and catching salmons. And this to me, being here in this moment, becomes really personal.
I hear a rumor you're looking to buy a fish today? You're looking to buy to bid on the first?
Listen to me. Bourdain and Andres. Oh,
What, you looking to get me in on this?
B and A, El Campano. Between you and me, we can afford it, no?
And I'm in for 50% of this fish. Now, what's the highest price paid for first fish of the season?
For Campanu, between 6, 7, 8,000.
18 euros.
18.
18,000 euros.
18,000 euros. I'm out. Some local guy is going to jack the price. He's going to keep bidding until you're up to like 22.
Well, Anthony Bourdain, what are you talking about? What are you doing with your money?
What am I going to do with the fish?
Drink beer? We're gonna, come on, we're gonna eat it, you know.
Damn. It's a lot of money.
Tony.
They are delicious.
No, let's do it.
All right. I'm in. What else we got here?
We're gonna eat plenty of food. You know, Tony... Tony is Tony. It's easy to love Tony. He's a good guy. Super shy. That's why I believe sometimes the side of Tony that people don't even know. He seems like he doesn't care about anything but himself. But then you can see it. He's the most caring person I've ever met. That's why I'm happy and proud to call him a friend.
I wonder where Jose is.
Oh, yeah. Ah, my hair.
Hope he's getting some rest.
This is nuts. Joder.
Wow. This a traditional local dish, I guess?
Yes, yes, yes.
What's this called?
Well, I think that pitu de calella,
Right.
pitu with rice.
Ah, all right. So, born and bred in Asturias. You were born here.
Yes, yes, yes.
What did your family? What business was your family in?
Well, my grandparents were all in the mine. My mother in a little shop, and my father a teacher.
What are the typical characteristics of someone from Asturias? Okay, independent, tough.
There is another sentence is Asturiano, borracho, loco y malcristiano.
Drunk,
Asturian,
crazy,
drunk,
and
crazy,
Christian.
but Christian. That is important.
So, fair to say, a tradition of independence.
Yes. Before the Spanish Civil War, we have the Asturian Revolution. That Asturias during 1 month was independent because we have a communist anarchist revolution.
Mm-hmm.
The worker movement here was massive.
In the mines,
In the
mostly coming out of mines and organized labor.
yes, but of course, worker class fight is over. They win. We lose. The problem with the miners it starts when the Soviet Union was over, and then in Europe the social democracy was over. And the last strike was 5 years ago. The miners were the last soldiers of worker class movement. In the last strike, the airport was closed by the miners. The highway, the C2, they closed Asturias. Everybody in the streets, like screaming. The miners stay in the fight, and the war is over when one side wins. They win. We lose. And for me, that was like the end of
The end of organized labor.
Yeah, the end of the worker class left.
But still, you're here.
Yeah.
The war is over, but you're here.
Well, you can create some money, some conditions to survive, but not a properly job. The only way to make money for me was play music. So now I'm a musician.
I think that for my music, it's good to stay here. Here I have the truth. For me, that is very important.
I just heard bagpipes. Have you been invaded by Scotland?
Well, we are one of the 8 Celtic nations. With Wales, Bretagne, France, and Scotland and Ireland, we are Celtic nations. Here, there is a kind of song that is called tonada. And tonada is just voice and bagpipe. And it's like the music from the people who work with the cows.
Right, folk songs.
Yeah, folk songs. I think that music is about identity. I spend a lot of time with my grandparents. They listen a lot of Celtic music. I had the luck to live that kind of music and discover my identity. And I think that Celtic spirit of freedom is part of Asturian identity.
Okay, we do another shot or what? Yeah, we should do another shot. You don't have to do it.
I'll do it, I'll do it.
Good. Boom. Ah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
I've
rojo.
tasted this in one form or another all over the world.
That's the local moonshine.
That's good.
Tony, I have a surprise for you.
You finally got a salmon.
The fuck? Don't move. ¿Qué pasa, hombre? Lo que he conseguido, tío. No hay el campano, pero we searched for it and we found it. ¿Sabes la ilusión que me...
The magical salmon. 4,000 euros a bite.
No, this one was given to me. I got somebody that got a salmon. He's super generous. He said, you know, you want salmon? Here. Friends feed friends. There's no way that you come to Asturias and you go without a bite of the salmon. This is gonna surprise you because usually everybody always said, the fish, we need to grill it whole.
Right.
He breaks the fish in pieces. He cuts all the pieces through. Why?
Grills them separately.
Separately. And over the flesh, because the skin is full of fat, and you don't want that fat to burn. You want that fat to melt.
Stay inside in the Spanish way.
And you want to maintain the integrity of the skin. So he grills the fish over the flesh, and then probably the skin is better than the flesh itself. It's unbelievable.
Muy bien. Gracias. Buen provecho. Oh my God.
Wow. Wow.
It's everything I told you?
It's everything you told me. The fat's ethereally suspended somehow between skin, flesh, and bone.
Boom.
You bite into it, and just a flood of flavor explodes in your brain pan.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Jose, this is an enchanted country.
Keep going.
And in fact, this region of the country is the most extraordinary place.
Give me the dollar. Where are the dollars? Dollar bill.
The mountains, the sea, it's amazing.
Yes, I'm throwing you the bills. If I had hundreds.
You stuff it in the G-string, my friend.
We're so close to a white. I cannot be.
Okay, no, I'll let you say it. What do we say about now? Well, no. First, we take one more satisfied bite. This is how it works.
I think I got the fucking ball in my throat.
Tracheotomy. I'm coming.
I think we've learned something here in Asturias. I don't know why I didn't expect it to be this beautiful, but it is far more beautiful than I could have ever imagined. The food is incredible. The people are wonderful. You were right about fucking everything. You call it, my friend, turn to the camera and say the magic word.
I am not Anthony Bourdain, but I'm calling white. That's the end of the show.
The warrior Bima is tricked into a fool's errand. He seeks his parents in heaven. They are not there. Instead, he finds them in hell. He offers his parents the elixir of life, yet they refuse. They accept the fruits of their karma. This being their final test, they ascend to heaven. The story of Bima Swarga teaches us that heaven and hell are allegories, not truths. Life is cyclical, and so is death. I took a walk through this beautiful world, felt the cool rain on my shoulder, found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
Di ilmu pengetahuan ada Big Bang.
In science, there's a Big Bang.
Sebetulnya di wayang ada Big Bang juga. Jadi kulitnya menjadi putihnya semar.
Okay, so when the universe was created, the universe is like an egg
Eggs.
that broke.
Yes.
Okay, from the
And then-
shell,
Yes.
it's this fella
Togok.
here. It's called Togok.
Yes.
From the yellow,
Yes.
the yolk,
Bataraguri.
the teacher, the
Yes.
Batara, the teacher,
And then the putih white.
and the white of the egg is Semar. Okay.
Ini mendampingi orang baik.
Semar
Yes.
is to accompany the good. So this is to accompany the bad, the
Yes.
demon. This is to accompany the good.
So the philosophy is, without this, there is no this. Without this, there is no this.
There is no right without wrong. There is no dark without light. But each interconnect. That's
Yes.
the main philosophy. So the existence comes from the same egg.
For 1,000 years, the wayang, or shadow play, has been entertainment for both mortals and the gods. In the shadow world, everything has its opposites. At work within every man are forces both divine and animalistic. The philosophy of the shadow play is to strive for balance. You cannot kill the dominant animal urges within. You must harness them, yet not be controlled by them. Shadows that manifest on screen are more than mere relief. As they come alive, timeless tales, interspersed with subversive stories, bring the world of gods, monsters, and heroes into sync with current social commentary.
Indonesia is, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the 4th largest country in the world?
The 4th largest, but we are the 3rd largest democracy. 17,000 islands. The majority of the population, 60%, live on Java.
And how many people in Jakarta?
Greater Jakarta is around 25 million, but
25 million.
25, that's a greater
Right.
area.
What should the rest of the world know about the 4th largest country in the world that they don't know? Because, let's face it, I think if you ask most people who are going to watch this show, tell me something about Indonesia, you'll get a total blank.
Indonesia, we are very, very diverse. Because even before Islam came, the locals, they have their own traditions, they have their own culture.
Toleransi apa? Tolerance.
The tolerance.
The tolerance.
The appetite.
The attitude of tolerance, religion tolerance, rather drop in our country.
The level of tolerance
Yes.
is declining?
Yes. But in the food, all very single food from this area go to another area.
Basically, food is a great unifier. You
Right.
see,
So
especially like
you may speak poorly of another region. Oh, they're terrible people over there, but their food is good?
yeah, they say that if you really want to know and try every single dish in Indonesia, you have to live here for 40 years.
40 years.
So you need to stay here for a long time because every single area has its own specialty. Padang food, this is from West Sumatra. If we talk about fast food, this is the fastest food. I mean, this is way before this genre of fast food exists in the world. As you sit down, they come up with all the dishes, and the concept is you choose what you want to eat, and you only pay for what you want to eat. Here is...
Pul.
It's lungs, fried lungs.
Fried lungs.
Fried lungs. This is an intestine goulash, and this, basically the skin.
Deep fried fat and skin. Yeah, oh, I like that.
Of course, this is rendang. We're very proud of our rendang. And what makes Padang food very special is the spice.
Yes.
The spice and the chili.
So good.
Yeah. You like rendang?
I do. We could eat that all day. So, I wanted to ask the traditional Indonesian shadow play. How does one learn? How did you learn your art?
All shadow paternasas is turunan, apa?
Yes, it's all
Yes.
passed on from
Oh, it
generation to
is.
generation.
So your father did this as well. And as I understand it, traditionally, the puppet master was allowed a certain latitude to tease, provoke, or openly mock the powerful. How far can you go?
It's a bit like in the court jester, where the court jesters are expected, you know, to make people laugh, but at the same time, it's an opportunity also to criticize without getting punished for it. But at the same time, there's a philosophical level to it, to make the people aware of certain dangers.
Aware that kebenaran dan kesalahan itu blind.
So to make the people aware that truth and wrongdoings, it's actually not black and white. They interconnect.
From the very beginning of the universe, the universe is darkness. Okay? The universe can see lighting by knowledge, by science. But unfortunately, science makes the shadow. It is the paradox. Without light, you can't seeing anything. By lighting meaning it is knowledge, the science, the conscience, kesadaran, consciousness. You can see everything. You can see, but everything makes shadow.
Watch the shadows, not the puppets. The right in constant struggle with the left. Forces of light and darkness in an endless fight for supremacy, neither prevailing. What is good? What is evil? Who is the hero? Who is the villain? What is up or down? Black or white? What is right or wrong? In shadow play, no such final conclusion exists.
Money. I think we're paying him to not play music now.
Yeah, right.
So you teach here, and you were educated in the States?
Yes, yeah. I got my second Fulbright when I was teaching as a scholar in residence at the University of California.
And your subject was the Nixon years during that period?
Yeah, after World War II.
You were also a man of the cloth, a man of faith. So the right man to talk to. We've been largely advised that we will make people uncomfortable if we even discuss the year 1965.
The year of living dangerously.
The year of living dangerously.
Yeah. What happened was basically the communists were accused of launching a coup against the government. And because of that, there was kind of justification for killing people who were suspected of being communists.
And who were they?
They're just villagers or people who, in a very vain way, associated with or connected with the Indonesian Communist Party.
Right.
Indonesia boasts one of the world's most bizarre leaders. Then 3 weeks ago, the communists staged a coup, but it misfired and the army struck back. Michael Charlton reports.
Indonesia's revolution is still fiercely on the boil as the systematic roundup of communists goes on.
With its leaders either captured or killed, the communist force collapsed.
The army led a hunt for party officials, slaughtering the largest communist party outside the Iron Curtain.
General Suharto has taken advantage of the passion stirred to try and swing public opinion hard against their rivals. The army now control all news and information.
The actual number who were killed were between 500,000 to 1 million. And many more were imprisoned, tortured, and things like that. So,
is it in the interest of Indonesians to be fully aware of what happened in '65? Has Indonesia, as a country, reconciled itself to those events?
is there eagerness to know? Yes, there is. There are many people. At the same time, there was also fear. So many people, they kept silent to avoid their family members being implicated. So yes, there is a lot of eagerness, but at the same time, there are a lot of fear.
Yeah.
And so the real political situation is
more complicated.
Yeah, more complicated.
What about everyday life thrills you here? You wake up in the morning, walk outside.
Well, you could not meet nicer people, Tony. I mean, everyone treats everyone else with respect and kindness. It's ingrained in the culture here.
You just still see certain things here that are just gone in other countries. You know, you still got people grilling satay on the street. You've got people wheeling around sort of wooden carts that have gone elsewhere. At the same time, you've got 60 million people with smartphones, all on social media, and, you know, that's opening up massive opportunities. To be a journalist here now is just a privilege.
Yeah, is this the unofficial Foreign Correspondents Club?
It is.
Very much
it is
so.
Indeed, yeah.
How long have you been living here?
Most of 18 years.
How long have you been living?
I've had 2 stints, some about 6 years. Yeah, so I
Same
came
with
back.
that.
Same,
Yeah.
2 stints.
So, how are things going? I mean, this is a democracy now, yes?
Oh, it is.
I've always called it a microcosm of all the good and bad in the world, because Indonesia has everything. Democracy, it has pollution, it has environmental degradation, it's got human rights abuses, but there's a lot of problems here. But one of the great things going on is these elections are free and fair, and everybody knows it.
A popular president, relative peace in the land, free speech.
Oh, absolutely.
But there are two subjects that there is a real reluctance to talk about and reconcile, and it's kind of weird. The years 1965 and 1975, there isn't much appetite to look at that. Why?
For reputational reasons, as much as anything, but also potentially legal reasons as well. So the 2 main perpetrators of the massacre were the military and the mass Islamic groups. Groups who are moderate these days, but at that time, amid that hysteria, they were involved in this kind of brutal pogrom. This was sort of hand-to-hand, slitting throats, garroting people, burying them in mass graves. Very nasty, nasty stuff. And then the second reason is there was an intensive campaign of propaganda which portrayed this massacre as an honourable attempt by Suharto to put down a communist coup.
Is it even useful for Indonesians to look at that extraordinarily painful, awful period of time?
We're journalists, right? You know, you've got to believe allowing these stories to be told, you know, is going to be to the good.
You know, I don't know. I want to believe that. I really do. I do believe it. But certainly the West doesn't much want to talk about it. I mean,
No.
we were
culpable.
But yes, we were in deep. But what do you think? Henry Kissinger walks into a bar. It sounds like a joke. Henry Kissinger and a penguin walk into a bar. I'm not asking what you do, but what would it displease you if I walked over and punched Henry Kissinger in the face? Would you find that entertaining?
I would.
Would you have a frisson of pleasure even? Would you feel that justice is in some small way served?
You hate Henry Kissinger.
I fucking hate him.
Yeah.
Because in my travels, I stumble across his good works everywhere I go.
Right. Let's do this.
A rabbit punch.
No, kidney punch.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. Oh, my.
Java is Indonesia's seat of power, but this home to millions is just one of seemingly countless islands across the archipelago. Bali endures as an island of legends, of magic and spirits, where ancient animist traditions blend with Hindu and Buddhist beliefs. Ceremonies and offerings are an attempt to bring harmony between the upper world of the gods and the lower world of the demons, with man balanced in between. Who is the hero? Who is the villain? Who decides what is right or wrong? Bali is as much an island of the gods as it is the demons.
Do you have a shot of the people getting massages by the pool while eating? This is an Emmy-winning shot, dude. It's happening right over there. So this too is Bali, I guess. Or it is now. Thank you, Jimmy Buffett, for taking a big dump on the world. Another Wagyu slider, my good man. Yes, thank you. By weight, how much human waste is generated by your average person on vacation? Look around you. Do the math. I want a water sample. I'm telling you, the fecal coliform count is going to be interesting. I'm sure there's a metaphor here. Am I bitter? Am I just old? Do I just have like a predisposition, instinctive hatred of young people? Perhaps. Enjoy the moment. The words of Baba Ram Das, be here now. But I am here now. I'm not actually having sliders. I mean, you eat those fucking things. People who see, need, pray, love, who were inspired to come to Bali and do yoga. They have a romantic notion. They want to improve their lives in a physical and spiritual way. they would like to have an experience that they can remember. You mentioned Bali, and people think paradise. I mean, of course.
Oh, here they come. The babi guling.
Oh, yeah, I remember this dish. I love it, of course.
Maybe we could just talk really quickly about the food, very quickly.
No, I get in VO because I've had it before. We don't need to talk about this food because I know it very, very well. I will speak incredibly knowledgeably of it in voiceover. Trust me.
You've been here before, right?
I have been here, I think 11 years ago, and it was a very different looking place. Even then, 11 years ago.
11 years is too long.
Yes. How did you get into the yoga business? Did you anticipate it would become so big, or did it start small?
Not really, honestly. It was when the Eat, Pray, and Love was shooting in the island.
So tell me how many customers you do in a day?
300 to 400 people.
That's a big increase.
It's really huge because you see the traffic, how crazy it is.
It is crazy.
Dealing with the traffic.
I mean, it's worse than Manhattan.
Well, right now that we have two big problems right now. First is waste, second is traffic. Is the tourism bad? Yes, it has its bad side. Is the tourism good? Yes, of course, right? What is Bali? What is Balinese people? What is Balinese culture? What part of this could be supported by the people who come to Bali? What kind of people do we want to come to Bali?
I think you've got to put your finger on something that a lot of people have not. Because you don't want to just do yoga, you want to do yoga in reasonable distance of this, of these temples. If you come to Bali and it looks exactly like Cancun and Miami, why the fuck get on a plane all the way to Bali?
This is one of the 3 most piratical places on the planet. It's pretty safe around here now. It used to be in the early days when we were filming here.
You first arrived in Indonesia in '65, right?
That's right. But it was pretty hairy then.
Given that you arrived at absolutely the worst possible time, what was it about the place that compelled you to come back?
Unexplored regions, tropical animals, ancient civilizations, long memory amongst the people, mysticism, everything a schoolboy would obviously love.
You're training, correct me if I'm wrong, psychoanthropology?
Yes.
Now, are there through lines, or is there any connectivity between belief systems?
They're different, but they're all united by a common theme that they believe in the reality of the invisible world. They believe it's stronger than what we think is the reality, you know, what we can touch and measure and weigh. They would all share the belief that this is illusion, that this is only the surface of another greater reality beneath it. In that, they're fairly constant. This is Nusa Penida. This was a penal colony for Bali. They put their criminals here.
Right.
And they also believe that it is the home of the Layaks, the witches, the black magicians.
This island has not been invaded like Bali.
No, it hasn't.
Hey, there's a bachelor party going on there. Oh, no. It's messing with you, man.
Wow.
It's some big lobsters.
These have to be the biggest local lobsters I've ever seen.
Wow. In the West, we tend to think of things in a binary way. There's good and evil, life, death. You've seen every variety of human behavior in this part of the world. Always a notion of light and dark, good and evil, just not absolute ones.
You know, we call Bali the island of the gods. That's a sort of slogan for the tourism industry, but it's equally an island of the demons. I mean, I've always found useful in anthropology this concept of the left and the right cranial hemispheres. The left is the thing that we are over-dominant in the West. It handles the rational, practical, consecutive thought. Here, it's the opposite imbalance. It's the other way around. The right is the intuitive, holistic access to everything we've ever been.
That's
access
the right
to our
brain.
genetic memory, exactly.
So they know stuff we don't know.
They definitely know
No
stuff
doubt.
we don't know.
Given all the time you spent in Indonesia, do you experience life differently or in any way similarly to the way people here look at it?
No, I don't think I do see it the way people here see it. I like to think that I can see what it is that they're seeing, as it were, but I've got a broader perspective because I'm a Westerner, I'm a foreigner in a strange land. I'll never be considered an Indonesian. I'm enriched by being here because there's a greater variety of human experience going on here.
Yeah, tell me about the funerals, because we're attending one.
You are. You will be.
Yes.
Well, a Balinese funeral is a very sobering phenomenon, especially for us Westerners who distance ourselves from death. I spent quite a long time doing these beautiful offerings, all of it to go up in flames.
Ah.
So it's ephemeral art. And the idea is that we, too, are ephemeral. And this is why it's quite an extraordinary thing that you actually light the match that consumes your loved one. Well, it's in your face that we are not our bodies, because they really believe in an afterlife. They really believe that you will be coming back and you will be joining your ancestors in the meantime. Maybe wrong, but it's wonderful to be able to believe that and to derive all the warmth and strength and benefit of it. Is this all human poetry, or is there something in it?
Yeah, I wonder, I mean, I've thought about, you know, as one does, you know, how I want to go. How do you want to go?
I'd be burned. I can handle
You want a
cremation.
party? I mean,
Oh, I'd rather a party, yes.
you would.
How about you? You want them all to cry, don't you?
No, no, leave me in the jungle.
Okay.
I don't want a party. Reported dead.
Okay.
You know, what actually happens to my physical remains is of
Doesn't matter much.
zero interest to me. Unless it could provide entertainment value. Throw me into a wood chipper and spray me into Harrods, you know, at middle of the rush hour. That would be pretty epic. I wouldn't mind being remembered in that way.
Terus cuma harga cuma dewa napi seleweng wentan tu. Nada kena kurang pisacuk kenaro buco kalau perasamu. Damang mereka nak samu menalu dia.
Wayang is not necessarily entertainment for the people. Most of the time it's performed for the unseen.
That's why it's a shadow play. It's also for the shadow world. We Balinese have a lot of magical thinking. Often we believe that what happens in the real world is a consequence of what is happening in the shadow world. That's why there's so much offerings and appeasements. Every day we make offerings. Love notes, thank you notes, left around to the spirit saying thank you for keeping everything in balance. So today is the final rites of the human. Once the ashes are scattered to the sea, then begin the rites of the spirit.
So who will attend the funeral today?
The family, of course, but cremations in Bali are very much a communal affair, so the village runs it. It's not just the family.
Right. People's attitude towards the passing of a life, towards death, funerals, wakes, different here than in the West. No weeping and rending of garments.
There is a lot of...
There is.
It's at the bathing ceremony of the body, that is when the mournful event becomes a joyous occasion.
Right, but the funeral itself?
It's a joyous occasion, especially the cremation. It's a big send-off. It's a big party to send the spirit to the afterlife.
We're not talking about the end.
No. Life is cyclical. It's very much a circle.
So this is something to be happy about?
Yes, definitely. This action is to confuse and misdirect the spirits that might try to follow the...
Love the sound. It's beautiful.
That reverberates throughout your body. And the idea is that that noise shatters the illusion between the seen and the unseen worlds. The state of mind is very important for your next journey. This is where you frame that big send-off to the next life. And of course, that journey is the mystery, the unknown, because eventually the soul will be reincarnated back here.
Wantian Parato, Brimosenu Marikanang Kawaking Yamanoko,
The shadow play story of Bima Swarga is often told as part of funerary rites for many reasons. Heaven and hell are allegories, not truths. Heaven and hell exist right here on the mortal plane. No tears should be shed during the cremation ceremony. Tears only hold back the soul of the departed. At sundown, ashes will be released, returned to the purity of the sea. Time is circular, as is life. Death is but the beginning of another journey.
All stories should end on a beach. All the good ones do, anyway. Why should this one be any different? You notice something unusual about this scene? What is odd about this scene?
Holy cow. This is a deep question.
It's not a quiz question. It's not hard to solve. Look where we are. We're at this most spectacular view overlooking this incredible lake and these mountains, and yet, strangely, we're pointed in the direction of the lavatory. I mean, I don't know what your view is. Mine's of three butt ugly cameramen and a fucking bathroom.
Amazing. I thought about it when I came, but then I thought, okay, obviously we want to show the beauty of the back. I agree with you.
Let's saddle up.
All right,
you ready to pull out, so to speak? I'm brimming with content. So I'm ready anytime.
Parts Unknown, I mean, the title expresses the intention of the show.
Unknown, the unknown, and new.
I don't know what Parts Unknown was.
Parts Unknown was...
I can tell you what it wasn't.
It's hard to say because it certainly wasn't, in my mind, a food show.
Yeah, sure, we'll sit at a table and we'll have a meal, but really it's about culture, politics,
Comedy, action movie.
geography, history.
It wasn't a travel show. Adventure, horror.
You know, I don't know. It's hard for me to say what Parts Unknown was because I was so immersed in it that it was, I mean, it was definitely more than a job. It was like such an incredible experience.
What is Parts Unknown is actually a really easy question because it was Tony.
Oh, yeah. That is, can I say tumescent on CNN? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can.
I've often been asked the question, what was Tony like? I feel like it's the first question everyone asks.
What you saw on screen, it was and is that man.
That was the magic of Tony, I think, is that people who never even met him, they would feel like they would know him.
He was this curmudgeonly, funny dude.
He said something like, if you can't smoke in a recording studio, what the fuck has this world come to?
Candid, raw.
Difficult, funny, brilliant.
He was honest, brutally at times.
Is he nice? He's not nice, but that's okay.
Even though you felt like he maybe liked you and liked what you were doing, you were very, very, very rarely ever going to hear it.
Did Tony say thank you? For what?
I remember an event in Lyon.
It was Tony, Daniel Boulou, and Bill Buford. And we had gone in and pre-lit everything to seamlessly move from place to place. And Tony notices the light that is on over their head, that it's clearly not a restaurant light, but one of our lights.
Oh, nice, they've lit already.
And Bill's like, man, like your crew's like pretty awesome.
You have an amazing team.
And I could hear Tony say,
only pet the baby when he's sleeping. As we say in the kitchen.
Only pet the baby when it's sleeping.
Only pet the baby when it's sleeping.
You'll ruin him.
He was a great motivator in that way. Only pet the baby when it's sleeping. I should do more of that.
Okay. All right. Say when. Good. I'm sure I did not write this line.
His soul was the soul of a writer, and I think he was a beautiful writer, and I think that kind of, poetry and his love came out through his words.
Next time you turn off a news cycle filled with shouting bobbleheads, convinced that America is devolving into a moronic inferno, questioning the greatness of your nation, maybe you should come here. Here are your Purple Mountains Majesty.
I think when we really hit it right, and why I think it's timeless, it's Tony's voice. That's why people responded so well to it, right? They wanted to hear what this man had to say about the world.
Europeans first reached West Africa in the mid-15th century, bringing with them the usual things: an industrialized slave trade, subjugation, the rule of the many by the very few.
The moment that Tony's voice actually gets into a show, all of a sudden you have a full picture. You have the full perspective of this man who has an angle. He knows how to point up a story.
First question would be, in your lifetime, will you be able to visit Jaffa?
He wanted to give a platform to people who would usually be ignored, who would be forgotten, people who wouldn't have a voice otherwise. He really gave those people an opportunity to shine.
He always joked about magical ponies and unicorns, but he truly was. He was like a fucking unicorn.
Coming into Parts Unknown, The first season, there was a real mandate to make it different. It was a lot of pressure.
If you really want to find something new, you have to be willing to fully embrace that feeling of lost, or I don't know what I'm doing. And that's terrifying, anxiety-ridden, and also the absolute most joy you can find.
When we hit CNN with Parts Unknown, the show really manifested truly into what it wanted to be.
Welcome to my life. Actual content, B-roll, dick jokes, meal scene. Did I say dick jokes? Diarrhea. Where do we come from? How does it all work? How far can we go? What are we as sentient humans capable of?
And it's funny, man. It's not until, you know, someone's gone that you really, really try to understand what made them tick. And what made Tony Bourdain tick? He talked a lot about being on the move. And I think that Tony, you know, obviously like a shark, needed to be on the move all the time. And it wasn't that he was running from something, he was always running towards something.
Antarctica was it was the last continent. Tony had, literally, I think, been to the rest of the world. There have been some very intense logistics on this show, but getting a 6-person crew to the South Pole was one of the hardest.
Chilly.
It is a long-ass way down there. You know, LAX to like Sydney to Christchurch to McMurdo Station to the South Pole, you know, days of travel.
My face hurts.
After this massive 60-hour journey, and gets there and says,
"It really is the ass end of the world."
And walks away.
It was worth 60 hours.
Best line ever.
Oh. You say that one more time, Tony?
No, you're kidding me, right? Take two? We don't do take twos. Now, I want to see one of those seals fuck a penguin.
The show became a vehicle for him to meet some of his heroes, for him to kind of live out some of his own dreams, like some of his own, you know, fantasies.
I've had something of a multi-decade obsession with the Congo. It's been kind of a personal dream, if you will, to travel the Congo River. And now, for better or worse, I get that chance.
There's moments in this series where watching Tony truly experiencing something that's like life-changing.
It was an extremely selfish show. It was very selfish. He was really out to please himself. And in doing so, I think he pleased a big audience of people.
Frankly, this TV show has become an impediment to the smooth operation of this mission. We might have to terminate your command.
There's this misconception that directing is actually telling someone what to say.
Attempt to manipulate? Yes. Direct? No.
Can we just put a little piece of green behind you?
No.
10 seconds.
You were a director on a Parts Unknown episode because you were directing everything around Tony, but you were never directing Tony.
So production vehicles should not park in front of the restaurant. Let's let the motorcycles park in front of the restaurant.
Did you want to be able to tell Tony, like, you know, could you just, God, could you get to this point, please? Because, you know, we really do want to get to this point.
It was all freeform. It's true documentary filmmaking.
I would have about 15 to 30 seconds to kind of go over the main points.
Just don't say action. Don't say cut.
They actually said action to me on the last shoot. They were like, action. You know, really. So everybody was like this the whole time. It was like,
Probably don't look at him.
There were no second takes.
If it was really important, you could beg or pretend to cry.
Get over it, man. We'll catch it in post.
So stovepiping, have you talked about stovepiping?
What's the definition of stovepiping?
Well, very much like some of the questions you're asking.
Here's some themes. Here's some ideas you might want to talk about, Tony.
So, isn't this place da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da?
You didn't get to do that with Tony.
Hated it.
Pretty sweet.
stovepiping content now, Jerry? Is that what's happening?
No, man.
Is that what's happening here, Jerry? Did you come to this? I can't even trust you.
If he got the sense that you were trying to sway a conversation one way or the other or get him to say something, it was a wrap. I mean, it was like you get the dagger eyes.
Or like the inevitable wides, which essentially meant that the scene's over.
Go wide. Want to go wide? You want to go wide? Yeah, you go wide.
He called it. Tony just called it.
Well, food was a brilliant device because interview can just feel awkward or formal. Whereas if you share a meal with somebody, it opens up so many doors.
The food that we ate on the road.
Yeah, sometimes we got to eat incredible things.
This is the #1 question I get at parties. Did you eat all the stuff that Tony ate?
It was never awful. It could be weird.
Skinned lamb head.
Sheep ball's really that good.
Boar innards.
You may throw up a little bit in your mouth while trying to get it down, but it was never awful.
I definitely did not eat all the stuff that Tony ate.
Ooh, liver sandwich. That's encouraging. I offer some to my producer, and he goes literally running.
I did not eat all the weird things Tony ate. I ate a lot of things that Tony didn't want to eat.
On the rare occasion, Tony would offer us some treats.
Helen, do you like this stuff? There you go, Helen. Come on.
We were filming a scene at Pojangmatcha, and they had silkworm stew.
She hasn't been here since she's 4 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
The crew obviously meant a lot to him. Yeah, it was a trip I won't forget, you know.
We were his best friends. We were the people that were with him all the time, and we had amazing conversations about our favorite movies. We'd have a conversation about our favorite movie, and we'd try to create an episode that was based on that. So we approach each episode like a singular film.
We all shared a love of film and music, and that stemmed from Tony.
I think he drew a lot of inspiration from music. If there's anything that's comparable to the way he worked, it was punk, essentially.
This is a guy who had just an incredible sort of filmic knowledge base to draw off of.
Tony would give us movies or books, and we would often just run with it.
We all got to experiment in each episode.
Did we want to shoot that in a very controlled, like something Coppola would have shot, or something from a 70s Italian film?
You know, we did this trailer for the French Alps episode, like a John Wick movie trailer.
Next shot is him like this going.
Why would we do on CNN? We're showing this.
We did things on this show that were unbelievable.
But that can get expensive.
Are we talking about budgets? Next question.
What's a budget?
Tony had no concept of what our budgets were like.
Budgets? He didn't even know what a budget
Tony
was.
never thought about budgets.
No.
No.
No. It was, not for a second.
How much is it? Is it expensive enough?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the budget only stayed at a certain level, but the creative push,
Was greater.
it was greater.
When I first started working on these shows, it was essentially a case and a half of gear per person. This has gradually changed over time.
We would carry 30 cases of equipment with us.
Strangest thing I've ever expensed. I can't really talk about it.
Camera bodies, lenses for said camera, monitors for the cameras. Okay, let me just see how many lines this is.
You can't necessarily get a receipt for the goat you just sacrificed.
Will CNN accept an endangered species receipt?
Scrim gym kits, clamp adapters, oh, the magic gadget, 240-volt quick dimmer, a little pillow.
Should we really be spending that much on an alpaca? I was like, well, I don't know. How much does an alpaca cost in, this part of the world?
15mm rods, 19mm rods, Dana dollies. Gosh, where does it end?
We brought a lot of stuff to make it look pretty.
I think it was really about trying to accomplish what he wanted. I mean, he knew that he was lucky to have this opportunity to do these things. And so we were always trying to do it within our budget.
So the Miami episode, I got one note from Tony. He's like, the great beauty. Watch it.
The party scene in that movie is absolutely extraordinary and massive in scale.
We have a certain amount of money to make the show, and that's like a high production value. So our, immediately the mind's like, how are we gonna do this?
There's a scene with a woman dancing in The Great Beauty, and so we needed to kind of articulate this idea.
Mo, the burliest of our cameramen, he is like directing this like dancer who's dancing in a window. She's like beautiful, long hair, and she's like doing this dance, and it's not quite as like exaggerated as Mo wants. So there's this shot of like Mo sort of going back into the window with her and like flipping his knot hair like, back and like just like doing this whole thing.
I think it actually worked pretty well considering.
I don't know, you look at that and that it's hilarious, first of all, but then it's like, it really points at the passion, right? And you look at that we actually pulled this thing off.
Say when, boys. We're up. Roger?
Caught in a landslide.
We're gonna freeze out here like rats tonight.
Tony lived on camera and off camera a magical journey. And there was chaos swirling around him at all times.
We lived and died with what can go wrong.
Will go wrong? Things went wrong.
They want us to stop filming right now.
Okay.
On the one side, you have control. On the other side, you have chaos. And always between control and chaos is where the show is moving.
Sometimes it collapses.
Political unrest, bird flu.
Then there's leptospirosis, which is an infection carried by rat urine.
I mean, every shoot had things go wrong.
I think it was Shanghai.
My heartbeat is like going up right now, even thinking about it.
We decided to visit the tallest building in Iran.
Within a minute or two, we were completely crushed by this sandstorm, obviously ruining the scene. We're all running inside.
Onchocerciasis, AKA river blindness.
The chance of like a government shutting me down.
Earthquake, train wreck.
The whole building starts moving like this, pieces of the roof ripping off.
Stand away from the glass. Jaundice, liver function problems. and something called man flu.
We landed on the ground and I met the fixer. She said, "Great to meet you guys. Also, Josh, everyone has canceled."
Oh, and we got all our gear stolen.
There was something about Parts Unknown, and I think it was just the nature of the show that embraced chaos.
If there wasn't this element of chaos and intensity to the shoots, then, I don't know, there was some intangible energy that came from that.
Without a doubt, we succeeded at the ability to quickly veer off plan A and find our way to plan F and make something of it. That's why the show was good.
All right, are you up? Are you filming? The music is started. I guess that means it's time to get all killy in this motherfucker.
Borneo is another example of everything going absolutely wrong. Tony's supposed to dispatch this pig with a big spear.
They've got a pig stuck in a wooden, box that looked like it had never been opened.
And it's raining some more, and we're rolling, waiting on a pig.
Oh my God, where's the pig? It's coming. Is it arriving by magical package? Is it arriving by unicorn? Someone translate, because he's wondering what the fuck's going on.
Tom's on the walkie screaming, sitting next to Tony saying, "Where's the pig? Where's the pig?" I'm up in a totally different section of the village, and since it was in the middle of a torrential downpour, the pig escaped immediately.
You're joking, right? The pig escaped.
It was so intense. I don't think I've ever seen Tony look more pissed. And when he has a spear in his hand, that's not the look that you want to see.
It's pretty awful, actually. But fun and awful, sort of the same thing.
Where is he now?
Okay, copy, thank you. They caught the pig in a net, and now they're tying it up. So it'll be here very soon.
That's like 15 minutes away.
No.
Yeah. You ever tried to drag a struggling pig down to a river? All right, travel minute right now. 1, 2, 3. Everyone.
The travel minute.
Travel minute.
The travel minute essentially was an extra deliverable that CNN wanted.
Almost like a preview of the show.
Indonesia, New Jersey, Asturias, Japan.
He would basically distill and encapsulate a place in a minute.
The Scottish Highlands, one of the most savagely beautiful places on earth.
It was like his absolute, the antithesis of what he was all about.
He hated these.
Tropical Wonderland. The beaches. Did I mention the beaches?
Tony was a little hesitant.
It's only a travel minute. We can't encourage them with quality.
It promotes the show. It's for us. It's not like a snap-in that nobody's ever going to see except in Romania.
Here we go, travel minute. All non-essential personnel can leave.
Set up a shot, he starts talking about Uruguay. This guy comes out of the background just dragging a garbage can.
I fell in love with this place. I fell in love with it first day.
Tony's like, "How's that?" And I'm like,
Yeah, I got it, but in the background, I got a guy dragging a trash
Perfect.
can.
Yes. Yes. Those are the kind of production values we like, Todd.
Okay.
Perfect metaphor for these travel minutes.
Now fuck off. Thanks. That was it.
That's what you've been complaining about for an hour?
Yeah. It's my integrity, man.
So you phoned that in?
Yeah, but I still feel like I'm jacking off a hobo.
Conventions of television making had to leave the room. And it was actually really wonderful to find ways to work around those parameters.
The great thing about this series is that you're given this unbelievable support structure to take chances.
Doing the same thing every week was frightening to him. And I think it was always a challenge, like, can you take this idea, which may seem shocking, and actually, convey it in a very artistic way?
As long as we could get it past standards and practices.
The Tokyo episode is a great example of that.
Yeah, I had no idea what tentacle porn was, so.
This is the first season with CNN, and they were surprised at what we brought back.
There was spitting in the mouth, nipple clamps. There were a lot of things that CNN wouldn't normally put on there.
I think we didn't know kind of where the boundaries and limits were. I think CNN didn't know either.
If he thought your shows were mediocre, that was the end. There was no, I think that was like the magic of the show too, is like, it just pushed all of us to like, do something weird. Like the Korea episode.
The camera department was really given free rein.
Zach and Todd decided to come up with this new camera system.
So these cameras, they were very small, which you think would be great, except it
had to be attached to a giant backpack.
We looked like the Ghostbusters.
At that point in time, that's all we had, but it was breakthrough for what it was.
Yeah, Tony found them innovative. He was excited about how it was different, but like, he made some crude jokes about it.
Well, those cameras are too fucking tiny. These cameras do not get a lot of respect, I gotta tell you right now. You really need the glove for that? No, you know what? It adds no authority to this process.
Happy to be back in Italy.
No, I'll talk soon. Don't worry. I'm gonna have food in front of me.
I think shooting-wise, I always really enjoyed the solo scenes.
Oh, fucking hell, that's good.
Solo scene is what we would do when we ran out of good ideas. We would put him in front of food and hope he would say something amazing. But the truth is, a lot of times, you just talk shit on whoever was directing.
Think of all the opportunity for practical jokes with the Vipers. Note to self, buy rubber snake for Jeff.
Solo scenes with Tony, they worked. It was a fantastic opportunity for Tony to just unload.
I'm not suggesting there are anal glands in a chicken nugget, but...
I mean, here was a guy in Tony Bourdain, the master of the monologue.
Man, that guy could talk.
He was just trying to make us behind the camera laugh.
He would kind of deliver a line and kind of peer, over the camera to see what kind of reaction he would get.
I hate mascots. They fart in those suits.
Like at one point, I think one of the editors said, the camera's moving a lot. And I'm thinking, well, it's because I'm laughing. This guy, he would start riffing and we would just fall apart. It was amazing.
It was as close as a glimpse as you could get to our relationship with him.
One of the great things about going to Japan is Lawson's.
We had, the greatest intention to go to Lawson's and eat an egg sandwich, a little solo meal, Tony on the street, eating his beloved egg sandwich.
We don't talk about the Lawson's incident because it's an ongoing investigation.
What is it exactly about this place that's got its tentacles so deep into my heart and my soul?
The coup de grace, the golden goose of sandwiches at Lawson's is the egg salad sandwich, the fluffy egg salad sandwich. It's a masterpiece.
Where are you? I know you're around here somewhere. Wait a minute. I see potato and egg. Where's the 100% egg? Where's the egg salad? No, really. Where is the egg salad?
There were no egg salads of Tony's
preference.
5 minutes before, there were like 6 egg sandwiches.
To be fair, that was my responsibility.
And things deteriorated quickly.
Where are the egg salad sandwiches?
They were in there.
No, there are potato and egg salad sandwiches in there. Potato, ham, and egg. You couldn't possibly have bungled that. Could you?
What can you say? Sometimes we fuck up.
It became frantic.
I was effusively going on and on and on about how I can live without prostitutes and heroin, but that the egg salad sandwiches at Lawson, this is the one thing I can't. What would you call it? The raison d'etre of this scene seems to have either evaporated or possibly never existed. Josh.
I understand. I mean, when you want an egg sandwich and you expect an egg sandwich should be there. So I get it, but
I don't ask a lot, but really, there's one thing I do need, Josh. One thing I need desperately, and that is uncut, 100% pure, fluffy pillows of love. The egg salad from Lawson. That's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
Well, luckily in Okinawa, there's a Lawson's on every other block. So we have a crew member.
An island-wide dragnet needs to be established right away. What is he? What is you see the score egg salad on the street? Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. We're doing an egg salad scene. Is there egg salad? Look at this. Highly trained professionals fanning out across Naha in search of egg salad sandwiches. And I say good luck with that because they're amazingly popular, and for a reason.
There was like a harrowing and frantic run down the street to the next adjacent Lawson's to try to find the correct sandwich.
Is this the egg salad? Yes. Go for Josh, go for Josh.
This is a crushing disappointment. My heart sank. My heart sank like a stone.
We all felt that moment. I got faith in Josh. He's got a lot at stake here. I think that he's going to come through.
Yeah, I got a lot of faith in him too. I had a lot of faith in Idi Amin and President Mobutu before they drove whole nations into the ground. Because this is a monstrous abrogation of our relationship and the trust, the bond of friendship and professionalism that we all share. I'm not saying I'm disappointed, more like devastated. So I'm waiting for my man, $26 in my hand.
Tony? So they stopped packaging the egg salad sandwiches in whole containers, so it's split with a tuna sandwich as well. But the egg salad is still there.
My eggs are commingling with tuna? Yes. You can't actually bring outside food in there and put it on their shelves, and then we'll pretend that I'm actually finding these? Was that your hideous plan?
Well, it wasn't a hideous plan.
Okay, go do that, and then they'll never know.
Fantastic.
So we're paying 2 different Lawsons for the same sandwich. Oh, look. How fortunate. I'll take all 3 of you. Worst scene ever.
Your question about was it fun is like a really good question. Because fun is a word that like I wouldn't think about necessarily for the show.
Was the job fun? Was it fun?
I wouldn't call it fun. We had fun.
We were deep into Iran.
I'm in a bar in the Philippines.
And the besiege held us for a day.
Filming a cover band.
13 years later, now I'm pinching myself.
3 beers deep.
Does having the experience of your life and of your career like fall under the category of fun?
There are moments of fun, for sure.
Are there any local militias we can befriend?
Is like playing kickball your definition of fun? You know what I mean?
The backbending that the camera guys and the producers.
Not that much sleep.
And the constant sort of like, what is Tony gonna think?
If that falls into the category of fun, then the answer is yes. If your definition of fun is like easygoing and like everyone's smiling and like having a great time and like can write home about it, then no, it wasn't fun.
You know, when I think back on those early days, and I do remember that, the joy and the laughter and the heartache and everything that went on there. If I need to feel that again, that joy, I go back and when I look at the Waffle House scene.
So what I love about this scene is, again, that Tony is truly experiencing something new and unexpected.
You know what I know? I don't want waffles at the Waffle House.
Bullshit, man. You have to have...
Waffles?
First thing you have, pecan waffle.
Really?
You get it in many episodes, but this one in particular, that was very, very authentic Tony.
You know what umami means in Japanese? Actually, literally, it means I will here for a bite of that burger.
Tony had so many different sides to his personality. I mean, he could be tough, he could be a raconteur, he could also be incredibly kind, big-hearted, and emotional person, sometimes all in the same interaction, which was sort of crazy. I remember in our Philippines episode, Tony joins for a family meal.
The family scenes were some of the most magical moments that we captured in the show. One of the most incredible ones for me was with my grandmother, a Filipino woman named Aurora Medina, who raised me.
And this is, I think, the first Christmas Aurora's been back in the Philippines in 40 years.
After the meal, Aurora came over to Tony and started singing Edelweiss.
This is the song that she sang to Eric as he was changing his diapers, I believe, you know.
Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning I greet you.
And everyone is pretty emotional.
It was one of the few moments that I saw Tony, start to tear up.
Edelweiss.
You can see, if you look closely, you can see Tony totally tearing up. He's just on the verge of crying, which he doesn't do.
Forever.
Yeah, it was really special to see Tony that vulnerable and to see Tony, connecting with someone as beautiful and, selfless as Aurora.
The show itself was like a tremendous gift. We got to work with somebody who was incredibly creative, obviously, but also let us experiment.
The amazing thing about it is that the challenge has never really stopped any of us. We've met these challenges. I don't want to say we've met these challenges. These challenges have fucking inspired us to do great things.
He said to Chris and I, this show is my legacy. He said, that's why I'm so hard on you guys. Every show, I want it to be better than the next.
It really was the adventure of a lifetime. And that's not making an excuse for his dickish behavior, because he could certainly be a dick. but he was our dick.
Should we start drinking now?
How do we make a show that looks completely different than the show we did last week? It's nice if you really, really liked last week's show, but I'm not going to do that one again. Certainty is my enemy. You know, I'm all about doubt. I started doing this late in life. I can't say that I'm evolving or maturing or doing anything differently. Same dick I was 13 years ago.
I took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder.
What do you think he did? I mean, in terms of the impact on television.
Yeah.
It's so multifaceted.
Sure.
So.
I think that prior to Tony on television, food TV, such as it was, and travel TV, such as it was, were both essentially service-based. It was very top-down. There's an expert showing you what to do when you're in an unfamiliar situation. I don't know how to make this. Here's how you do it. I don't know what to do when I'm there. Here's what you do. Here's what everybody does. What I wished for often was specificity. Take me to a place. Show me that real place. Show me what motivates people.
People traveled with him. You were sitting in your couch in your home, but you were with him wherever he went.
He would be overseas in the Far East one week and then maybe in the Bronx, you know, the next week, or in Miami the next week.
He wasn't worried about protecting a boxed image of who he was, right? It's like, I'm gonna put myself in this experience, and it's gonna be what it is.
I perceived him a little bit like Indiana Jones. He could be on the road in a t-shirt, having a beer, or in a kitchen talking to the line cooks. And then he could come home and put on a suit and tie and be a man about town, giving a tribute speech to his publisher. You know, he cleaned up good, but he was also really comfortable out in the wild.
You see a man step foot into the world, kind of shaky at first, kind of unsure, increasing in confidence in who he is as he's buffeted by a larger world full of doubt, full of ambiguity, full of questions, full of unknowable things, and react accordingly.
I would describe myself as a lucky cook who gets to tell stories. And I think any other, I'm certainly not a journalist. I'm not a chef anymore. I'd like to flatter myself by saying I'm an essayist, but I'm a storyteller. I see stuff. I talk about that. I talk about how it made me feel at the time. I think that's the best. If you can do that honestly, that's about the best you could hope for, I think. I don't feel I'm capable of going back and having an intelligent conversation about my experience. I feel all messed up emotionally.
But I think this means that you truly came here, because when you get close to something, you understand that you don't understand what's going on. When you're far from it, it seems kind of solvable and simple. When you go into it, you say, hey, it doesn't make any sense, you know? So it means that you've really been here.
It is post-apocalyptic. It's like a science fiction film. What the hell happened here?
Well, it is post-apocalyptic, except for the fact there's 700,000 people living here.
So the conventional wisdom seemed to be, it's time to get out of Camden. Why are you still here?
Because the need is in Camden. If every decent person in Camden leaves Camden, then we never have a chance.
You're gonna stay?
I'm not going anywhere. My pop-pop didn't leave. I'm not leaving.
This is the only reason they're gone. This is the only reason for. Just to protect my children and my wife.
20 years, 30 years.
Yeah.
Will things be better?
Hope not 20 years and 30 years. Hope now, next year, things goes better.
To me, I really feel a strong need to forgive, and then forget, and then move on.
You used to be a tour guide.
Yes.
I know you have to bring people over to the American War Museum. In your lifetime, is there going to be a time when that's not going to have to be a stop? No one will remember, or should people always remember?
I think it's good to remember, and I think it's good that it's important that we know about history. And to make sure it's never happen again.
In conversations that I had with him, he said, look, I'm not a journalist. And it's funny because, you know, I am a journalist and I work with and live with another journalist and spend a lot of time with journalists. And going and talking to people, telling stories, hearing people's stories that illuminate a place. If that's not journalism, I'm really not sure what is.
How often do you get to sneak out for a beer?
Very rarely. First of all, I don't get to sneak out, period.
The beauty of TV to me is that it is a cumulative medium. It's a serialized storytelling. Every emotional moment we get to in season 4 of a show is earned. It's built on the back of everything that came before. There was a comfort level there. We knew each other. He knew he could push us. We knew that he would try to push us.
People felt like they knew him. They felt like if they met him, he would look out for them. That sounds weird, but I think that's how people felt about him. They felt like he was in their corner. They felt like he was a force for good. They felt like his heart was in the right place. They felt like he was willing to stick his neck out for people.
He was honest about anything he saw, not to censor himself, whether positive or negative. I think that's very important, and that's why many people connect, because they see he's talking about, like, even the words that he threw. Sometimes I was like, Jason, can he say that on TV? He was like, Tony can.
What is the perception of Mr. Putin these days? After 14 years, he's in power.
My perception?
Personal.
Do you really want to hear it?
I'm not sure, but let's see.
A former mid-level manager in a large corporation, short. I think that's very important. Short. Who has found himself master of the universe. And like a lot of short people, if you piss him off, bad things happen to you. He likes to take his shirt off a lot.
Let's be serious. I mean,
He strikes me as a businessman.
He is.
A businessman with an ego. Okay, so he's like Donald Trump, but shorter.
Increasingly, the show became about the world around him and the frame outside of where he was standing. And I think he really understood the real power in his position was getting the cameras to the place in the first place so that he could turn them around, so that he could put the people who otherwise would never be on camera, so he could put the cultures and the traditions that have never been seen before on camera, so he could show us something, not just show us him seeing something.
You have a very highly educated public here, one of the most literate nations on earth.
That's funny. We are highly educated, as you said, but
we are behind concerning internet and all that stuff. Most of us have access to only the official media, the official newspaper. If internet comes, and I think the government is trying to delay it, if that comes, many things will change. People will have access to different points of view. And I don't think our government wants that.
A lot of things happen in a lot of different parts of the country, sort of simultaneously. Kind of amazing that all of these people came together very fast.
How did it happen?
Yeah.
Easy. Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah.
It was really like that.
Yes. We send so much information to nature via Twitter.
Did anyone think it was possible that in their lifetime they were going to see the end of this son of a bitch? Most people are telling me they never dreamed.
I don't know if you can call them dreams, hopes, wishes. It was just something in the sky. Something I look at every night.
Right.
But when I hit that point and got into Masrata and stood on Gaddafi's body, any dream will come true.
This is a big oil-rich country. Why doesn't it look like Dubai?
Well, I hate to be on this show and talk Nigeria down. You know what it is? Because you hear all these things all the time. So yes, there is corruption. It is about corruption. It's about the fact that the resources that are supposed to be used for people aren't being used for people. Years of military rule meant that people were brutalized. There was a fight against thinking. Imagine if they were all well-educated, if they had access to finance. I believe if you're a black person, whether you're African or you're African-American, you're never going to get any respect unless there's a successful black nation.
Even if you've been traveling nearly nonstop for 15 years like me, there are places that snap you out of your comfortable worldview, take your assumptions and your prejudices, and turn them upside down. They lead you to believe that maybe there is hope in the world. I eat a lot of meals. I'm told about 400 per shooting season, off and on camera. Many of those meals are good. Many are really bad. Many are memorable for reasons good and bad. Few are epic, truly epic. But they do come along probably with more regularity in my life than yours. And I will gloat about that on Instagram whenever possible, by the way.
Tony, get closer.
You were totally sending me every one of those pictures, by the way. Wow, look at that. This style of dish goes back long before cameras, but it's perfect. Is there a more perfect assortment of colors and textures? Everything great about cooking is encapsulated in this dish. Often the ugliest dishes are the ones that are the most hauntingly delicious.
Raw blood soup.
I'm eating out of an open wound.
Whole live frogs with garlic. That's one of the many stomach of the cow.
Alternately unrecognizable, scorchingly hot, or both. I'll tell you, those are some of the best greens I ever had, no doubt about it.
This dude's been everywhere. Come on.
Yes. They're not just delicious, they're luxurious.
What can you do to make it better?
It's perfect. There's no improving this dish.
No. Now, nobody talks, only we eat.
Right,
eh?
total salad. You put far more on the table than anyone could conceivably eat. Is that?
If you don't like your guest, you don't put anything.
Look, I've eaten a lot of great restaurants around the world, and there was still a little part of me that was saying, you know, this is going to be bullshit. The guy is out in the field yanking weeds out of the ground. I really didn't expect it to be as good as it was. It was delicious. It was amazingly delicious for me.
What's fascinating to me, as somebody who first knew about Tony when his first successful book, Kitchen Confidential, came out, is I've always thought of him as a chef, even though it had been years since he had been a practicing chef. You know, Kitchen Confidential, what was the title, the subtitle? Adventures in the Culinary Underbelly? I mean, underbelly is a little bit of a dark word, but that's sort of what his shows were. He gave you the full 360 experience of this stuff. What was its history? What went into making it? What made it great? And his descriptive powers were so great that even though you, as a viewer, this is the great flaw, I think, in any food television, can't taste what you're watching, he could convey what it tasted like, or smelled like, or what it evoked in him. And that, I think, was kind of the magic of it.
It was sweet, sweet memories of this Stegosaurus-sized shank of cured pork, boiled and boiled until it literally falls away from the bones, steaming and moist, a symphony of meat and gelatin and good, good stuff. God is hiding in there somewhere.
Some things just shouldn't change. I come here to feed my soul. It's the antidote to every other place.
Roast bone marrow with parsley and caper salad.
Thank you, yes. It's a simple good thing, but it's one of the most influential dishes, like, in the last 20 years. As I've become older, I've noticed the food that I yearn for is food that I react to in an entirely emotional way. Oh, man. Wow. Now, is there an appropriate way to attack this? Does one go straight in, or does one go at it from an angle?
It depends what kind of man you are. If you're a coward, you would go from the corner.
From the corner. Well, I'm a manly man.
So you go in the middle.
All right.
For someone who does what I do, write about chefs, for people who are chefs, I think Tony was, like, as cool as they came, right? Everyone wanted to be, it was that classic line, everybody wants to be him. He was a cool guy, he could write, he was natural on television, the chef swagger. That's Tony, I mean, that started in some ways with Tony, or he epitomized that. Confident, smart, supercomputer brain that could spit out these incredible, witty things. But he would go to these places and he would evidence, I think, an incredible humility. He was genuinely curious. He wasn't trying to teach them. He wasn't trying to show off.
How long does that broth have to simmer to get good?
It's an hour.
Wow, really? I would have guessed like 14 hours. Wow. I want to see how much you put in there.
You got to make it look really red in there. Has to be blood red.
Nice burny feeling around my lips, flop sweat. Happy. People are put on Earth for various purposes. I was put on Earth to do this. Eat noodles right here.
At the end of a long night, decisions good and bad, friends old and new, a night spent playing or a night spent working. All across the world, wherever cooks stumble out of work late, there's a place like this.
Gentlemen.
Hey, Tony.
How are you?
Nice to see you.
What's up? It's the city that never sleeps, 24-hour mochato, right?
This place is very democratic because, like, everybody comes late at night, taxi drivers, hookers, and cooks. Because
why is it that hookers and cooks always, like, are welcome at the same place? You know, we're the same social standing. I'm ready, man. I am hungry. I've had nothing to eat all day.
Yeah?
I'm starving.
I think Tony's appreciation for sort of the rank and file members of a kitchen team was always there. It was something that I think he felt very profoundly. I think what he took from that profession was a real curiosity and a sincere love of food. You know, somebody once said to me, great food is an adventure. And I think that's where the beginnings of what he transitioned into came from.
I mean, if you don't like food, if you're not interested in food, it's really a problem. It's a relationship non-starter. It's like someone saying, I don't like music. You know, conversation's kind of over. But I mean, I'll always look at the world from that. I mean, all my values, every important skill, any good things about my character, any good characteristics I have, all the important lessons of my life I learned as a dishwasher or as a cook. And I'm always going to look at the world through that prism.
A few years back, I got the words, "I am certain of nothing," tattooed on my arm. It's what makes travel what it is. An endless learning curve.
Well, that's a popular metaphor for India. Pakistan is twins, separated at birth.
They were never twins. I mean, it was one country. You can say dismembered.
Right.
You know, if you cut a body in two, they're not going to become twins.
The joy of being wrong, of being confused.
Critics of the government, critics of Putin, bad things seem to happen to them.
Yes, unfortunately, existing power represent, let I say, Russia of 19th century.
You could kill a journalist and get away with it. Why are you still here?
It's my choice. My choice is fight.
I really believe that good journalists can change the world.
At first, you see what you see in so many places. Busy markets, the noisy streets. But look just a little bit longer, a little bit deeper, and you'll see it's not so different here. From anywhere, really.
It's incredible thinking back how fearless he was. You know, he went to CNN, which is a network that travels all over the world and goes into war zones, and he saw that, I think, as a challenge. And he was not afraid to ask uncomfortable questions, go to uncomfortable places, poke at uncomfortable scabs. That's kind of amazing, you know, as you grow more comfortable in station, to become more eager to engage in uncomfortable truths and uncomfortable situations and uncomfortable questions. You would think it would go in the opposite direction, but with Tony, it never did.
Iran. Finally, I've been trying to get in this country 5 years now. It's been the big blank spot on my things to do list. Iran I've seen on TV and read about in the papers. It's a much bigger picture. Let's put it this way. It's complicated. And I think it's gonna shock the hell out of you.
People couldn't believe it. Iranians in Iran and Iranian Americans were genuinely really happy and appreciative that he would come and do this show there. In a place like Iran, where visitors from abroad, and especially visitors from America, are few and far between, it matters.
As print journalists, our job's difficult, but it's also kind of easy because there's so much to write about. You know, the difficult part is convincing people on the other side of the world that what we're telling you we're seeing in front of our eyes is actually there. When you walk down the street, you see a different side of things. People are proud, the culture is vibrant, people have a lot to say.
Jason Rezaian is the Washington Post correspondent for Iran. Yeganeh, his wife, and a fellow journalist, works for the UAE-based newspaper, The National. Jason is Iranian-American. Yeganeh is a full Iranian citizen. This is their city, Tehran.
The official attitude towards fun in general seems to be ever-shifting. How is fun even a good idea?
I mean, there's a lot of security, there's lots of rules, there are a lot of people in place to make sure you do the right thing and not do the wrong thing. But there's a lot of push and pull, a lot of give and take. When I first started coming here, you wouldn't hear pop music in a restaurant
It's everywhere
now it's
now.
everywhere.
We have police, they arrest girls or women for having bad hijab or not being covered enough. But it's not that we live with the police in our head, you know?
I brought up the experience of being on a show just a few weeks previous to our arrest, and I said, look, you know, this thing is coming. It's not gonna play out well for you.
At some point towards the end, my interrogator brought a picture. Who is this guy? Is he your dad or he's dad? I was like, no, you really don't know him? And he was like, no. I said, well, this is a very famous guy. If you're interested in traveling, food, you should watch his show. But he told me there was nothing in your conversation with him about food. I was like, no, we discussed a little bit of rice and fish and things like that, but it was mostly cultural topics, social life, things like that. And he said, so it's gonna be another punch in our face. I was like, no, 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 it's not gonna be like that. He's not that kind of guy. He's gonna tell the truth no matter what it is. And interestingly, I remember I told them about one discussion we had with Tony, because at some point we talked about the situation of women in Iran.
You know, one of the first things that people will say when you say, well, I'm going to Iran, oh, yeah, but don't they make women do this, this, and this?
Yeah.
Actually, not so much. Not as much as our friends.
Yeah.
Compare and contrast. Women aren't allowed to drive in Saudi Arabia.
That's right. Or vote.
Or vote. You can drive. You can vote.
Yeah, of
Can
course.
you own a business?
Of course. My sister is an accountant. She has her own company. Girls are allowed to do almost everything, except we want to go and watch football, which is like...
Can't go watch football.
We cannot.
Women's issues are often at the spear point of change or possible change here. On one hand, prevailing conservative attitudes demand certain things. On the other hand, Iranian women are famously assertive, opinionated. It's a striking difference from almost everywhere else in the region.
So why are we so friendly with the Saudis again?
It's a great question. It's a really good question.
I'm happy that you asked that question. And as soon as I told the story to my interrogator, I was like, okay, sounds like a good conversation. So he likes us. So it's like he likes Iranians, he likes Iran. So that was kind of convincing. I was able to cool things off.
Do you like it? You happy here?
Look, I love it and I hate it, you know, but it's home. It's become home.
Are you optimistic about the future?
Yeah, especially if this nuclear deal finally happens. Yeah. Very much, actually.
Let's assume the worst. Let's assume that you cannot see any way to reconcile what you think of Iran with your own personal beliefs. That you just generally don't approve.
Yeah.
I think those are exactly the sort of places you should go.
Totally.
See who we're talking about and where we're talking about here. And
I think it's almost un-American not to go to those places, you know?
I don't know that I can put it in any kind of perspective. I feel, deeply conflicted, deeply confusing, exhilarating, heartbreaking, beautiful place.
Yeah, exactly.
When putting together a list of where we're going on any given year, there's a really unhealthy fascination with my relationship with plumbing, shall we say. So basically, if I'm going without a crapper for extended periods of time on one show, the next show is pretty much going to be someplace with good hot water pressure and a degree of flush toilets that even the most skeptical and cranky person would find curiously pleasing. I never had any dreams of growing up in a socialist wonderland. Like when I was a brief period where I was a hippie, the idea of living in a commune, not attractive to me.
I was born in a communal flat with 3 other families, sharing one john, one kitchen.
No way.
They would feed me when I had no food.
No way. I share my toilet with no man. Well, I'm looking forward to the week.
Yeah.
This is a low-impact show.
What is a low-impact show?
It means I'm not, paddling upriver. It means I get a flush toilet, eating well, constantly.
You like luxury.
I do. Look, I do. I like a fluffy hotel towel. I like a bidet. Look, I like warm jets of water squirting up my ass. I mean, who doesn't? I'd say I feel cleansed, but that could be the diarrhea. I really don't understand this whole purging thing. People are like, no, is it purging, cleansing, juice cleanses, right? Just travel with this show for a while, I'll tell you. I'm feeling pretty good, but my crew, clean as a whistle. You could pour mineral water through them and it would come out crystal clear. That's no fault of the fine cuisine here, by the way. I'm convinced it was the shiny ham at the hotel buffet. You warn them, you warn them, you warn them. Did they listen? I made a potentially lethal mistake this morning. I did something I never do.
Which is?
I ate a Western breakfast at the hotel. I'm feeling it already. How do you do this and be a good person? I don't think you can. Like, if you wanted to do this regularly for the rest of your life, I would like to spend 3 months out of the year in a hammock, looking out at the Caribbean, in a secluded beach like this. You'd have to do bad things to do this, right? You feel guilty eating this well?
I do.
You do?
I do.
I'm feeling guilty now, but it will pass.
This guilt keeps coming back.
I
You keep bringing up the guilt.
You're right. I feel guilty.
Then don't do these shows. What are you doing here if you feel so guilty about it?
I don't. I feel guilty about not feeling guilty.
That's more to the point. Now you're
Right.
starting to be honest with yourself.
Right.
If you have a film crew and a network willing to send you places, chase the things that interest you. If you're going to go to Japan for the 19th time on someone else's dime, make it about tentacle porn. That's cool. Teach us something we don't know or haven't seen before. Because why not? Contrary to what some critics may say, it's important to me that we saw him work the system sometimes.
You couldn't actually show humans penetrating each other.
So I invented tentacles to be evasive about the law.
So how big is the sadomasochistic community? How many people are active participants? I would never do that as a responsible journalist, but I'm interested in investigating it.
Did you smoke it?
Yeah, I can't compare and contrast because I've been trying them all one after the other. I'm trying to be respectful of a 5th-century religious tradition here. I'm not sure about the teeth.
This is the necklace ones.
Ooh. I'm trying to think of a circumstance that you could wear that around your neck. Oh, jeez, that's a cock-a-lanch.
No, it can't be over. Not yet. No.
There was kind of a gleeful juvenilia to Tony that was appealing on some level, but a little bit tiresome after a while. There were stories that he went back to again and again. There were punching bags that he just could not resist punching again and again. But I think every one of us was willing to put up with them because one of the pleasures of watching the show over time and watching him over time was watching the punching bags transform into people and watching those people turn into friends. One of the more fascinating aspects was the friendship with Eric Ripert. There was a feeling of inferiority.
Stop trying to suck up the teacher. I saw that. Apple polisher. You basically just rip your ideas off of small businessmen. You got that right.
And in fact, Ripert turns out to be this goofy, kind guy who doesn't mind being the butt of literally everyone's jokes. Who saw that coming?
Do you have pizza experience?
Never did a pizza in my life.
Does he know this? Look at this line. Stop digging around with your insane perfectionism. He's new. I can't do anything with him.
You thought you were going to the moon or what?
Be bitching in those things, yeah.
No, man.
You'll look cool.
You wish me bad luck.
No, I don't. I just think you should have proper footwear, man. Your ability to drink leads to a number of assumptions about you. You know, your general manliness, penis size, your worth as a human being.
I'm comfortable with my size.
Oh, jeez.
Never all the time.
My jacket.
Oh, yeah, blame your jacket. There you go. Oh, USA. Whoa. I never seen him so happy.
These were men who loved each other. And we got to see that on television. And they weren't really shy about hiding that. It was goofy, and he made Ripert eat Sichuan chilies until he wept. But it all came from a place of love and affection that is rarely captured on television and honestly will be very, very hard to replace.
Whoa! I'm telling you, I feel a lot more comfortable if you hadn't had 2 portions of eggs.
This is amazing. Come in my selfie. Oh, it's a video. Hold on.
Eric's a Buddhist with really good, solid, like, you know, values. Like, I've never seen him wish ill on another human being. He really does live up to his Buddhist faith. It's rather incredible that he could be friends with me. I know it's caused him problems at times. Everyone who appears on television should be so lucky as to have an Eric Ripert in their life. And thank God he's got a sense of humor, because when he makes television with me, he's always going to need it.
I think that Tony never shied away from the fact that he was changing the narrative. He was changing the story. He was bending reality. This was his experience in the world, and he never shied away from suggesting that people go out and find their own experience. The beauty of making so many episodes and traveling so many times and revisiting so many times is that there's always more to see. There is a large story, and then there's a small story. And if you peek inside that small story, there are 1,000 more stories. And his willingness to let those stories be told and find the right storytellers for each one of those was incredibly impactful. On the one hand, they're this perfect expression of a guy who was an aesthete, who had very strong taste. He had very good taste in a lot of things, not just food, and felt very strongly, clearly, about expressing that in the show. There was no bullshit. If he wanted a certain type of music, he would get that musician to play that music. If he wanted stylistic reference, I'm sure he would make everyone on the crew watch 100 movies until you got it exactly right. That has value in and of itself. But what he did with that reference was purposeful. What he taught me about working class cinema and about the absolutely inextricable connection between an artist and a place. That's much more meaningful than just dropping a loose reference. It's a beautiful package to Trojan horse some other thought inside of it.
All these years of traveling, and when you look back, what resonates?
I see a lot of poverty. I see a lot of cruelty. I have reason to feel angry or frustrated or heartbroken frequently. It angers me to see a place like, you know, Detroit, a great American city that's failed or been allowed to fail. To see New Orleans post-Katrina makes me angry. To see Camden, New Jersey, in my own state that I grew up in, it makes me angry. Yes, there's a lot of scary, ugly stuff in it, but there is much more, I still think, beauty and kindness and humor, and people doing the best they can in often very, very difficult situations. It is a magnificent planet filled with fascinating and, more often than not, beautiful people. Where's that sandwich?
I've been thinking about this a lot recently. This is a man who traveled the world, you know, what was it, 200 days a year more. At this point, every place he went, he had dozens, if not hundreds of people who considered him a good friend. And he made every single person feel like he was their friend for the time that they were together. That boggles my mind.
We get recognized from being on that show. And when I say restaurants, I'm talking about, you know, greasy spoons, all the way up to fine dining establishments. People come over to the table and they say, did we see you on Bourdain's show? Yeah, that was us. Sometimes we don't have to pay for the meals.
There's a million of these Tony Bourdain stories out there of just how decent and nice and accessible he was to everybody. But the idea that he could feel self-conscious, or he could feel humbled, or he could feel unable to form a sentence, again, I think that's how most people felt around him.
And I think that, you know, Iranians have that experience of feeling like, hey, this guy saw the value in us. Obviously, people in Africa have that experience. People that work in kitchens have that experience.
I don't know how he did it. I will never know how he did it. The ability to walk into any room in any country in the world and appear to be at ease, at least at ease without overcompensation, without overconfidence, and to make others feel at ease, to be able to break bread with anybody, to have a toast with almost anybody.
To victory, Roman. Victory in our time.
Uh-oh. Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. My first turbo. Cheers. Oh, yeah, just like old times.
I think that's probably the best way to understand Tony Bourdain on television, is that he was nominally the host of these shows, but he really was the ultimate guest.
Just because I'm a bit of a dick, I have to ask this question. Oh, okay. Well, I hope the food's good at this thing.
It's so important to Tony's mission to remember that to eat the food of the world, you don't have to have a lot of frequent flyer miles. You don't have to have a lot of money.
Tony's part of history. Everywhere's history, every nation's history.
The excess of evil, we're not the excess of evil. No, just normal evil, like everybody else.
You're a guy who, at various points in life, has pretty much, one way or the other, been able to have a lot of things that ordinary people would never have. You've had many, many adventures.
I know.
Given that, what thrills you?
The nicest stuff right now is it's just very embarrassing, but it's really embarrassing. Being loved and actually appreciating the people that are giving that to me.
And I guess that's what we all want as human beings, isn't it? To be loved, to be cherished.
This is Anthony Bourdain, CNN. Good night, and eat more Spam.